Hi, I'm Brian Smith. A lot of people know me as Mr. UGG because I had the honor of starting the sheepskin boot company and registering the UGG brand that's now become an international icon. I want to talk to you today about my friend Ron Nash. Ron and I met socially a few years ago, and it didn't take long before we saw a common sort of link between us. We're both very entrepreneurial, both quite visionary, and it wasn't a business relationship at first, but when I decided that I want to start writing the story about building up the UGG boot brand, I realized that I was getting into new territory. Now, I've already built, two businesses that would sell product in the millions, so I'm no stranger to business, but here I am coming into being an author and a speaker, and it's a completely new life for me. And in my book, which is The Birth of UGG in America, I have a concept that I've learned over the years, which is you can't give birth to adults. Every business starts with a concept, and then some action happens where it's born, then it goes through this intolerable infancy that seems to last forever. It becomes a toddler, then youth, then teenage, and so on. Well, Ron caught me in the infancy of my book writing phase. It's a horrible period where it seems that no matter how much you try and rock the baby or feed the baby or try and get an initial movement, you cannot get the baby to get up and go to college. It has to go through this infancy, and Ron has been absolutely instrumental in helping me through that phase. He's had a really patient but persistent sort of follow up with me on a weekly basis to basically to force me to take action on little things that he suggested, and over the course of a couple of years, here we are, the book's finished, we're getting ready to market it, and now I'm into a whole new phase of working with Ron because he's such an expert with LinkedIn. He's had me building my database as we go, and I've got a very, very sizable following now on LinkedIn, which has been in process over the last couple of years, which had he not started me on 2 years ago, I would be having 0 followers right now. So he's seen the picture from way, way back, way before I could see the big picture, and he has guided me and put me in a position now that we're getting ready to launch the book, I would say, in the last quarter of 2013, hopefully October, and it'll already have a great following out there, and I got to credit Ron with that. As to his process, it's never been a pushy process, and it's always been in a really convivial atmosphere where it's fun to meet, and he's given me projects to work on that at the time I didn't really understand why, but now here we are 2 years later, and I see that he had a mission in mind all along with giving me these projects, because now I can look back and just pick from the results of those projects. It fits into the big picture of launching today. So I want to keep working with Ron because I think even though I've got the book finished now, it's ready to launch. It's a brilliant story about building the UGG boot brand from borrowing $500 with a buddy in 1978, going through the infancy, the toddling stages, the youth, which was, when we were at 4 or 5 million, it's cruising along, the teenage years when it really, really took off on a national basis, and then selling it to Deckers Corporation up in Santa Barbara, who have now taken it to $1 billion, for the last 2 years. So it's been a brilliant success story that I've wrapped up into the book, and now my mission is to launch it and maintain the growth of it, and that's where I'm going to be really leaning on Ron to take me through this next phase. So if you're thinking of looking for a good person to help you take your business to the next level, I can't speak highly enough about Ron, and if you're anything like me, you'll make a good friend out of him as well. That's probably the cream on the top.